Say rolling around, sitting on doves, can't lie, I was high on shrubs.
It's topical back with another video. I'm Strange Wang, he is Nate. It's the spooky season. We are pussies. We don't like scary movies. We like horror comedies because we don't like horror. So we're doing a bracket to find out what's the greatest horror comedy of all time. He'll tell you how it works and we'll get into it.
So 2 movies will be on the screen, and then we have to decide which one's moving on. If we both agree, then it's easy. If we disagree, we play rock, paper, scissors. 1 out of 1 to decide who moves on to the next one. But if out of the 2 movies that pop up, one of us hasn't seen one of them, then the other person just gets to decide themselves.
So before we get into this, I made this because I couldn't find one on the website. I left off Young Frankenstein because it doesn't have any horror to it.
That's fair. It's just a monster.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So that was my criteria. It had to be a little scary, like you see the film on the left right here.
Yeah.
It has jump scares.
Right.
It's a little scary.
Yeah. First up, we have Scary Movie versus Ready or Not.
The clear answer is Ready or Not.
Right.
On quality. But Scary Movie does have a little special place in my heart.
Yeah.
Like the whole wazah.
Yeah.
Like there's so much great stuff from that first film.
Yeah. And I haven't watched this movie I haven't watched Scary Movie in a really long time.
Because why would you?
Because why would I? So I don't even know how funny I would think it is now. But I remember finding it absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, for sure.
And so this one is tough because it's like there's less horror and more comedy in Scary Movie, but more horror elements and less funny in Ready or Not. But Ready or Not is definitely like a dark comedy, without a doubt. So
yeah, but they make self-aware jokes.
Yeah.
Like I also love dark comedies out.
Well, there's a difference between dark comedy and a horror comedy.
But when I was going through the looking for films to fill in the other 16, I was like, American Psycho is not a horror comedy.
Right.
It's a dark comedy.
Yes.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
So, yay. That added a bit more to what I was going for, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I still got to go with Ready or Not.
Underrated movie.
Yeah.
So good.
The Cabin in the Woods versus A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors. I've never seen either of these, so
really
take it away.
I think you would like Cabin in the Woods a lot.
Probably. I've seen like a ton of clips from it, so I feel like I've seen it, which is probably why I never bothered to watch it. But
Dream Warriors is where Freddy gets like super funny, and like he literally puts the kid in a video game and then plays the video game and kills him. He's like, "I got a new high score." That whole TV scene where he like puts the head
on a primetime bitch.
Yeah. So very funny, scary. I'm stuck because I was hoping like you would decide this one.
Oh. Well.
But I don't know why you would watch a Freddy movie other than the first one because of film. God. Cabin in the Woods has like a sci-fi element to it.
Sure.
So,
but that doesn't make it not horror.
Yeah, I get that, but it has more to offer. You know, like it's wider. It keeps you guessing. Well, Freddy's pretty direct.
Yeah.
And you know the outcome when you watch the movie.
Sure.
So because of that, I'm leaning towards Cabin in the Woods by the slightest of margins. Nightmare on Elm Street 3 is the only other Freddy Krueger movie I will go back and watch. Just because I do find it pretty funny.
Yeah.
Other than the first one, those are the only 2 I watch. But Cabin in the Woods is my pick. It's a nudge for predictability.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil versus Little Monsters. I've only seen Little Monsters, so.
Well, Little Monsters is also my pick. Tucker and Dale versus Evil is more on the hijinks side.
Yeah.
I think you would watch it one time and be like, I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever need to watch it again.
Yeah.
That's how I felt watching it. Good, solid, fun story. Direct. The director who's like, I'm making this movie for this purpose, and he like nails it. So I'm not like hating on it. But Little Monsters is gazillion times better. It's so fucking good. Yeah. One of my favorite movies of the year it came out.
I love that the poster you found is in German.
Well, Little Monsters is in English, so we rolling with it, baby.
Shaun of the Dead versus Zombieland.
I know you've seen both of these.
Yeah. See, it kind of falls back to that first matchup again because I think Shaun of the Dead is definitely the better movie, but I think Zombieland's way funnier. So,
What do you go pick?
I was going to let you talk some first while I decided.
I thought this was a bit a no-brainer for you with Zombieland. Me personally, I prefer Shaun of the Dead because it's more about him as a person with the zombie stuff around him. And Zombieland, like, it's about his relationship. You get the whole thing with his parents and everything.
Yeah. You get, like, really deep moments with all the characters in Zombieland.
Yeah, but
You just don't want to pick it, so you're making excuses.
I think Shaun of the Dead is better. I like Shaun of the Dead. I've seen Shaun of the Dead more because I enjoy it more. Zombieland is kind of like Walmart. You talk shit about it. To me, I talk shit about it. But when I go, I'm like, it's ain't too bad.
I think that you've just let how much everybody else loves Zombieland ruin Zombieland for you, like you do with mini movies. But
Who knows?
I don't know what word to use. I don't know what word to use other than issue because I really have no issues with Zombieland or with Shaun of the Dead. It's a great movie. It's just so hard for me to view it outside the realm of that trilogy, and I like Hot Fuzz so much more than I like Shaun of the Dead, and so like that dampened Shaun of the Dead for me a little. So instead of letting other people's opinions ruin a movie for me, I just let my own opinion ruin the movie for me. Which I'm saying that's not good either that I do that. But I'm picking Zombieland.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Alright, Ready or Not versus Cabin in the Woods.
I've seen both of these. I'm still going Ready or Not.
Little Monsters versus Shaun of the Dead.
For me, it's Little Monsters. I love that movie.
Yeah.
With the little kids and the innocence of it. Puts a new spin on it.
Yeah.
The whole little small rom-com element on the down luck guy.
Right.
The hot teacher.
Yeah, and I just really dig the whole, like, trying to be cheerful while everything is, like, falling apart around you element of it and all that kind of stuff.
They finally make Josh Gad as unlikable as he really is in person.
Yeah. Yeah, I can get down with that. Mostly just because I'm salty about Shaun of the Dead moving on. Over Zombieland. I would pick Shaun of the Dead over several of these other movies probably. But Ready or Not versus Little Monsters. This one's kind of easy for me. I think Little Monsters is really fun and I really enjoy it. I don't know what it is about Ready or Not, but I just really fucking love that movie. Like, I think it is great. I think both of these movies are incredibly underrated because I don't ever hear anybody talking about Like, that movie came out, and I don't even know that anybody talked about it when it came out.
Because it went to Hulu.
But plenty of things go to Hulu or other streaming services.
Hulu movies don't ever get talked about.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you went to Netflix,
unless they're really bad. Like, unless you're deep water. Yeah, like... you don't get talked about. But I'm still going Ready or Not just because I think that movie's incredibly fun and I dig it.
Yeah, based on the rewatches.
Yeah.
And lack of the amount of Star Wars Ready or Not has, I'm going to Ready or Not. So.
Yeah. I rewatch Ready or Not every year around this time.
I don't remember when it came out, but I've seen it at least 5 times.
2019?
That was one of the rare ones when it came out on Blu-ray.
2020?
Sure.
Yeah, one of those.
Saw it in theaters when it came out. Bought it on Blu-ray. Watched it immediately. I showed a honey dip that, and I was like, hey, little spooky bitch, come here.
Yeah.
Like, watch this shit. And then I watched it a couple times after that. Like,
yeah.
That had a lot of Blu-ray plays when that movie came out. So.
Yeah. All right, other side of the bracket, we got Beetlejuice versus What We Do in the Shadows, which I constantly hear is a movie that I would like, but I still haven't seen.
You like his humor more than I do?
Who is he?
Jojo Rabbit guy. Taika
Oh,
Waititi.
Taika. Yeah.
Yeah. You like his humor more than I do.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that movie just doesn't connect to me. It was
Sure.
very hard to get into in the beginning. I like how it's filmed and shot, though. It's a very interesting, cool take.
Yeah.
I haven't checked out TV show. I watched it one time and I was like, probably don't need to see that again. Beetlejuice is a classic. Love it. Grew up with it. Watched it a ton growing up. It's one of my favorite movies as a child, which, better or worse, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice is the pick.
Yeah, even if I had seen What We Do in the Shadows, I have a very hard time imagining me picking it over Beetlejuice because I freaking love Beetlejuice.
What We Do in the Shadows was number 1 on like 3 or 4 list. So
Well,
that's an upset.
what does the internet ever know about anything? Freaky versus Army of Darkness.
Have you seen either of these movies?
I've seen both of these movies, and I personally don't really care about either of them. So, do you have a
I actually really enjoy
strong
both of these
opinion
movies.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Freaky. I think it's the best body switch movie made.
Well, you haven't seen Face Off.
Yeah, that is true.
So,
Yeah, but Face Off is like, they like science that shit. It's not like a Freaky Friday thing. Or a hot chick.
it's still a body switch movie.
Yeah. Army of Darkness, classic. But that's more of an action, horror, comedy.
Sure.
So for that alone, I'm going to have to go Freaky.
I'm fine with that. I mean, I like both of these movies, to be clear. They're just not like I've seen both of them once, and I'll probably never watch either of them again. Ghostbusters versus Get Out. Oh. Did you make the order, or did you randomize it?
I hit shuffle.
Oh, okay. That's a rough shuffle.
It worked out really well with the zombie
Mostly because I
movies
just
on the-
love both of these movies, but
Yeah. One's more of a horror-esque thriller with comedy. The other one's a comedy with horror-esque elements.
well, okay, so I guess my issue with Get Out even being on this list is that it has a comedic relief character. I don't think Get Out is a horror comedy.
And Ghostbusters is the answer then.
I mean, do you disagree?
I don't disagree. I feel like Ghostbusters fits criteria better.
Yeah.
But Get Out's a better movie.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and to reiterate, Get Out is definitely a better movie. It's just, in terms of horror comedies, I don't think that it is a horror comedy. Happy Death Day versus Jennifer's Buddy. Huge resurgence in the last couple years.
Yeah, I don't get it. That movie sucks.
I thought it was fine.
Like, I see where I see where the studio butted in,
Yeah.
and I see where she was trying to go, but I don't think you get enough of what she was trying to do to make it a good movie and give it that cult status.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't see this movie when it came out. I saw it
When the internet blew up.
no,
That's when I saw it.
I saw it a little bit before then. I'm glad that I was not a teenager when I saw it, because I feel like I was able to appreciate it a little more, not being a hormone crazed little kid. But I don't think it's bad. Happy Death Day is a very good movie, and it's funny, and it took a already existing premise that not many movies have used, and then used it in a way that was so different from Groundhog Day to still keep it really interesting and fun. So it's still Happy Death Day all day for me. So
Agreed. That baby mask is hilarious.
yeah, it really is. All right, Beetlejuice versus Freaky.
I really, really, really like Freaky. I didn't realize how much I like Freaky until making this.
Huh.
Beetlejuice is the answer, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a no doubter. Ghostbusters versus Happy Death Day.
Ghostbusters, we both agreed one on criteria.
Yeah.
I'm going that criteria argument again. Happy Death Day gets the nod for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Ghostbusters is more of a comedy.
Yeah, I don't really know that there's a single part of Ghostbusters that I find scary, but it is about ghosts, so it being on the list makes perfect sense.
Oh, dude, when I was a little kid, that library scene,
It's pretty spooky, I guess.
scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, that's the second scene in the movie.
Yeah.
It's really early.
I had to I remember I either stopped watching it or I made my mom watch it with me or something. But it was just like, yeah, this ain't happening.
Beetlejuice versus Happy Death Day. Yeah, it's tough because I don't know what criteria to judge it on, because Happy Death Day has a more complete horror and comedy blend, where like Beetlejuice is like, I don't know, did you find Beetlejuice scary when you were little? I don't find it scary now, but like parts of Happy Death Day are still like, you get like one or two jump scares in it.
Yeah.
And like
there's tension.
Yeah. But I just love Beetlejuice so much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Happy Death Day.
That makes two of us.
Yeah. Just for like the better blend of like horror elements and comedy. And then finally, Ready or Not or Happy Death Day, which is a really, really good matchup. And honestly, I think that we got sometimes obviously, in my opinion, I feel like a movie, and same for you, movie that should have been in the final gets eliminated because of rock, paper, scissors and stuff like that. I think this is the correct final for this.
I'm sure a lot of people are going to be
bracket.
upset. Shaun the Dead, Zombieland being like two huge ones.
Yeah, but they're just sheep, so like, yeah, if you don't ever watch any other horror comedy movies than those two movies, then yeah, you're gonna think those are the best two movies. But Happy Death Day blew up pretty big, so a lot of people have seen Happy Death Day. I feel like not a lot of people have really seen Ready or Not, and they should. So same with Little Monsters. It's like,
yeah, I wish it would have like a Blu-ray resurgence.
Yeah.
You again, going back to it, Ready or Not, they don't go out of their way to make jokes.
Right.
The characters in the situation are just kind of goofy.
Right.
Like the one dude always on this phone Googling how to kill.
Yeah, and they're like responses to like things that you should normally be terrified at. Sometimes they just give a very like dry, witty response to it right before they die or something like that.
Like, or there's like a shocking scene.
Yeah.
Or like a good one-liner.
Yeah.
Or something.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Written for comedy.
For
sure. But there's no clear jokes. Like, I feel like what Happy Death Day kind of brings to the table. However, I'm basing this not on what fits the criteria better, even though we've been doing that the whole time.
Well, I think they both fit it pretty well.
Because if you made it to the finals, that argument's out the window.
Sure.
So I'm going on what I like more,
and
it's Ready or Not.
Yeah. So for me, it's just kind of like falling back to what kind of stuff do I find scarier. And they really don't like
rich white people.
Well, we eliminated Get Out already, so
Ready or Not, they got a lot of rich white people.
No, it does. But it's tough because when it comes to horror movies, like, yeah, a jump scare is always going to get me. It's designed to. But, like, slasher films, I don't always find personally that scary. Like, The Strangers. Like, I laughed a lot at The Strangers. And, like, that was probably to diffuse my own tension with the stuff that was going on. But, like, the horror movies that really freak me out that I just won't watch, or anything with any sort of, like, paranormal or, like, spiritual stuff tied to them, like, those really just scare the absolute crap out of me. And so Ready or Not would get the nod on that, but it spends the whole movie, like, part of the plot of the movie is that they're believing in this thing so hard with absolutely no evidence that it's real. And then literally at the very end, it confirms that it actually was, like, truly part of a paranormal thing. But for that reason, I'm also going to give the nod to Ready or Not. So
good solid bracket. There, like, I could have went more.
Yeah.
But I figured, I was like, fuck it, we're still leave it to the heavy hitters. Let us know in the comment section below what you think should have won. Scroll back up to the like button. Share the video and subscribe.